Okay, let's get started. So welcome everyone to the launch of Hotglue by Waltpaper. We're very happy to have a full house. Today is also a special day for the Bureau. By the way, you are in the Bureau of General Services Queer Division. And today the Bureau is 12 years old. My name is Greg Newton. My partner's name is Donnie Jokum. We are the co-founders of the Bureau. We're being helped out today by our volunteer, Mikey Friedman, who made a cute little video of us. So the Bureau is an independent, all-volunteer queer bookstore. I said we've been around for 12 years. We've been in this space for 10 years. And we survive on the kindness of strangers by donations and book sales. So I'm going to pass a bag around. If you're able to throw some cash in here, we appreciate it very much. It helps us to keep doing what we're doing. There's also a QR code on the back, and anyone online, if you'd like to donate, you can do that on Venmo at BGSQD. So I'll pass this around. And if you're not on our email list already, you can sign up for that at the back of the room. Or you can go to our website, bgsqd.com, and you can sign up there. You can also just check out the upcoming events. And we have quite a busy calendar here at the Bureau. We also always have changing art exhibitions. Right now we have a show co-curated by Zach Greer in the house with Nelson Santos. Called You Left a Mark on Me, and that's all the tattoo-related art you're seeing all around you. I think that's it from me. Oh, we are open Wednesdays through Sundays from 1 to 7 p.m. And then we stay open later when we have events such as this. So before I introduce Walt and Dianne, I'm going to read a land acknowledgement and a statement of solidarity with the people of Palestine. So the Bureau acknowledges that our organization operates on the unceded land of the Munsee Lenape. We encourage you to join the Bureau in signing up to make a monthly donation to the American Indian Community Houses Mannahatta Fund. The Mannahatta Fund, according to its website, is an invitation to all settlers and non-Native people who wish to acknowledge the legacy of theft and genocide that comprise the history of New York City and the United States. And you can find out more at mannahattafund.org. The Bureau also recognizes Palestinian liberation as a queer issue. As queer people, we know the pain of being cast out. We have been and continue to be despised by many, even by our own parents, families, and communities of origin. This reality evokes in many of us a deep sympathy with others who are likewise seen not as fully human, but as problems to be solved, questions for which the answer is ultimately elimination and erasure. As we watch the ongoing genocide of Palestinians by the State of Israel, carried out with the full support of our government and funded by our tax dollars, we witness the inevitable results of defining a people solely as a threat to the safety and well-being of those deemed inherently worthy of life. This horror compels us to speak out not only against the current bombardment and siege of Gaza, but again by the State of Israel, but against the historical and ongoing violent displacement of Palestinians by Zionists and the conditions of occupation and apartheid under which Palestinians have been forced to live for over 75 years. In our longing for a very different reality, we take inspiration from the words of Jose Esteban Munoz, who wrote, "Queerness is essentially about the rejection of a here and now and an insistence on potentiality or concrete possibility for another world." And that is from Munoz's 2009 book, Cruising Utopia, which we sell here at the Bureau. So let me introduce Walt. Waltpaper is an author and interdisciplinary artist based in Brooklyn, New York. As a subcultural diarist, his explorative and allegorical work is rooted in firsthand experiences with interlocking themes of identity, gender, sexuality, drugs, trauma, and healing. He has published the books New York, Club Kids, and The Club Kids, and is considered one of the foremost voices on New York City's vibrant nightlife, art, and street culture. Dianne Brill is a renowned American fashion icon, model, author, and television personality. Celebrated for her influential role in New York City's nightlife scene of the 1980s and 90s, she was deemed Queen of the Night and became the muse to a number of top designers and photographers, noted for her extravagant avant-garde style and magnetic personality.
And humility.
And above all, she published her first book, Boobs, Boys, and High Heels, in 1992, offering a glimpse into her glamorous life and the dynamic world of fashion and entertainment. Please give them both a very warm welcome.
How do I follow that? Exactly. How do I follow that? Thank you so much. That's so charming of you. Oh my God. All right, so I'm just gonna do a briefie because we want to get to Walt here. Yes. Walt is somebody that's full of surprises. Walt is someone, hold the mic. Oh, now I'm standing in it. Hell yes, right? Wow. Right? But I'm out of camera. Okay, no, I'm in camera. Walt is somebody is someone you really need to know. We always talk about our times together as being unplugged in the sense of Walt and I don't go to parties together as much as we used to back in the day. Well, when I would, you would be worshiping at my feet and I would walk on water past you, that kind of thing, because we were the generation or group or whatever, the team before his team came, actually 1.5 before his team came and took over the universe and kind of rules today. Actually, Club Kids really kind of ruled over us. God damn it. But anyway, and I was never the queen of that, but I did do some carryover thanks to you and others, James and others that were involved in that scene. But we do kind of an unplugged thing. He comes over, I go over, we drink like whatever's in the house, not alcohol, but like whatever's in the house. We eat whatever's in the house and just tell stories and tell intimacies. It's brilliant. And within those times, I found out amazing things about Walt. I mean, Walt was that kid that had like all those like antennas coming out at all the time. Right, it had like flawless makeup and skinny, long Walt, he was that guy. Yeah, he was that guy, and always with an incredible look, day and night, and always in character, really spectacular. And then he turned into that guy that walks into the room, right? And you see him, like, Walt's here, right? And then just everybody swoons as it should be. But as a little boy, he was in the rodeo. He was a rodeo boy with a lasso, and he was a rodeo boy with the boots, the outfits, and the spurs and all that kind of stuff. He was a rodeo boy. That boy was a rodeo boy, which, these are these little things that not everybody knows, but now you know. Anyway, I'm proud of him today. I was so proud of every time you touch anything you touch turns to gold. And you're amazing how you can define an era and also a moment and also an artist's understanding. You're in it, but you're also above it, looking down at it and explaining it back to us, which is really a rare thing. It's a rare thing. I love you head to toe. I love your body and soul, and wish you could be mine, but never, never, never. But I can dream. And thank you so much for thinking of me today, and I can't wait to get started and hear what you're up to. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dianne, for the incredible introduction. And thank you so much for being a part of my life the past few years. Dianne has really been an anchor in my creative life and in my personal life, and I'm so grateful that you're here with me today.
Oh, thank you, baby.
I also really want to thank the Bureau and everyone involved. I'm so grateful that they've allowed us to do this in this wonderful space. I think we're all pretty well aware that we're facing some challenging times, and safe spaces like the Bureau and the Center and our nightclubs are going to become even more important than they already are as we move forward. So I really want to thank them and also reiterate, if you can support the space in any way, percentage of all of my sales will be donated to the Bureau, and they obviously have a lot of great stuff. So please support this space and other spaces because they're really needed moving forward. And so I really appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you guys all for coming out. It's such a weird time in history, you know, you know, but a lot of people here I've known for a really long time, and we've lived through many challenging times, and we sort of were born into challenging times. And we always found a way to do what we do and stick together and be creative. And so I had a lot of hesitation about doing the event tonight. I was like, oh, should I cancel? It's such a bad time. But this is what we do. You know, we get together and we entertain each other and we push through whatever we have to do. And so I'm very grateful that you guys have come out to help me do this and begin this journey. And let's see where it ends up.
Nice.
Whispers are more powerful than screams. That's what Ham Bambi, this old drag queen from the gay bar where my mom works, told me one day. I was still in high school and didn't really catch her flavor at the time. Drag queens from Norfolk are much more subtle than the ones in New York. Miss Bambi was like a mother to me. I don't know, maybe it's a Southern thing. My real mom still talks about the North and the South like the Civil War just happened. But I think Bambi was actually talking about performance technique. You know, like desperation never reads well on stage. It doesn't read well in life either. Dressing up as an overpainted plus-size girl and jumping on stage doesn't exactly make you an artist. But Bambi was pretty close. I'm not even sure what it means to be an artist at this point. When I first got here, right after that second summer of love, I thought those artist looks were all about community, and I was all in for that global village that Delight was talking about. Coming from a busted biological family, I thought being an artist was all about breaking free, finding that inner voice and hanging out all night long. Who knew that hanging out could get so complicated? What I've learned, and learned well, is that New York is a city built on fire and storms. There are some people that need to stand inside that flame and fury, while others warm and watch. There are many that run for cover, but you can be sure that everyone is jockeying for position. Whether that fire fuels you or that storm washes you away is anyone's gamble. But I promise you this, you will turn into something you never thought you'd be. Speaking of fire and storms, Bambi schooled me on the whole whispering racket while a video of Diana Ross live from Central Park was playing at the bar. Miss Bambi was all about that endless love. You know that part, the one where she's crying and blowing air kisses to the crowd. Look how she holds that entire crowd, 800,000 people. And just with the whisper and some air kisses, darling, that's right, no one, and I mean no one, can touch Miss Ross. She is the boss. Well, Miss Ham Bambi forgot to mention the part where everybody got mugged leaving that park right after Miss Ross managed to conquer that next door. Where were the whispers then, bro? Bang, bang, bang. All right, Miss Glue, I know you're in there. I can feel your energy, girl. Sugar Skullz obviously missed the memo about whispering. Miss Thing wrote in on a storm instead. I don't know where she's been all this time, but she's back. She means business. This isn't the first time she's pulled this early morning pounding stunt, but it's been a while. And I definitely don't want to let her through that door. She can be real manipulative sometimes. That's her performance technique, kicking up a bunch of dirt and drama, then shuffling all her crazy in the back door while you're distracted. Maybe manipulation is her whisper. That's how she gets away with everything. Bang, bang, bang. I wish she would stop banging on our door. Me hiding up here in this loft bed isn't gonna make her go away. This feels like the faggot version of The Shining. I know she's all sprawled out on that filthy hallway floor with her tail hanging out. If Dolly was here, she'd shut him down. Skullz can't work her the way he works me. I think he's a little bit afraid of her. Don't get me wrong, he loves Dolly. I mean, who doesn't love an it girl? But sometimes queens get a bit intimidated by real girls. I wonder if he's knocked on Bobby's door upstairs. I doubt it. It's weird seeing Dolly's mattress empty. Bobby's dad built us his loft right after we moved into the dot. Bobby thought he'd give me more room for my artwork. It's usually the three of us up here, Bobby's got his own apartment upstairs, but most of the time he stays here. Bang, bang, bang. Stop banging on the door. With a huff and a good eye roll, I surrendered to the fact that I'm gonna have to climb down and let this bitch in. Of course, the ceiling fan nearly chops my face off as I try to get down. Shuffling through the hallway kitchen, I check to see if there's any sunshine burgers. I'm actually starving. Our kitchen's looking pretty fierce. Dolly painted the whole thing Russian red. It certainly took her long enough. Miss Dolly loves getting down with that home repair when she's all zooted out, but she never manages to finish anything. Ever since she started working on this kitchen, I've been expecting to come home one day and find her drowned in the paint tray. She's put the entire hotel staff on edge with her shenanigans. One day she climbed over the balcony railing and was literally hanging off the front of the building, cleaning wet leaves out of the drainage pipe. The neighbors across the street totally freaked. They thought she was going to jump and called 911. The dot has a weird history of people committing suicide. Bang, bang, bang. Finally snapped the deadbolt and opened the door. Poor Skullz is on the floor with that pimply bare ass hanging out. She lives for a frilly ass-bearing number. Leaping to his feet, those chewed-up platforms don't land so well, but I managed to catch him. Club kids have basically made an art form out of falling down with these giant shoes, and Skullz isn't exactly a delicate flower. It's all those rice and beans, girl. Underneath all that geesh, he's just a big old Puerto Rican teddy bear. Oh yeah, she's hella hairy too. That's where the pimply ass comes from. It's all the ingrown hairs from when she shaves her entire body before going out at night. But morning time, Miss Skullz turns into a big bristly pumpkin real quick. Now there she is, Miss Girl, Miss Hotglue Girl. He then breaks into song. Don't you hear me calling you Miss Honey? Miss Honey. As much as I try to stay firm with this queen, we both just start laughing. I don't know why we find that stupid song so funny, but we do. Skullz glides through the door with an air of success. I saw Bobby on the way here. Have you talked to him? No, why would I be talking to Bobby? Oh, girl, lady girl, don't be bitter. Just wait till you see the paper. Skullz kisses me on the cheek, then slaps the top of my head with the morning edition of the New York Post. You got any powders and potions, darling? I know you do, Miss Hotglue. I let the door slam and make a beeline for the bathroom. I'm going to take a bath and do a mask. Oh, girl, lady girl, I'd love a mask. Ms. Keels? No, unfortunately, all we have is the Queen Helene, the mint julep. Dolly was supposed to do a Keels run yesterday, but I don't even know where she's at. She never showed up last night. Miss Helene, she's a little harsh. I know, desperate times. You got a t-shirt and panties for mama? Big mama girl? You are such a fool. There's some shirts in the closet in that sky bag. They're the ones with the graphics I did for Fuzz. You know, Zipper's selling those in the shop now. Get one for me and some panties too. Our place at the Dot isn't exactly massive. It's just a studio with pretty high ceilings. It gets tight in here, but there's a walk-in closet and our bathroom's really big. A lot of the tenants at the hotel have to share bathrooms in the hall. Like Bobby, he's got a communal bathroom. That's another reason why he usually stays at our place. I managed to wash off most of the war paint from last night. Pretty good about taking my makeup off before bed, unlike those trashy drag queens. They'll sleep in a full face of makeup and not even be bothered. Plus, they've got the most disgusting bathrooms. Our bathroom is clean, like Speed Freak clean. Running the bath water, I tried dribbling what's left of the Mr. Bubble under the spout. I live for the bubble. I wish there were more, though. That's another thing Dolly was supposed to pick up. Skullz parades into the bathroom, fully naked and with the deepest voice he can muster. Hey, girl, Miss Lady Girl. Another round of laughter ensues. I can't with you. Would you just get in and try not to fall this time? I'm done catching you. Woo! You living high, sister? He squeals as he plunges down into the lackluster bubbles. That's a line from Charlie's Angels. You know, the one when they go to Hawaii and work in the kinky massage parlor? Now that show was together. Come on, you old heifer, scoot down so I can get in. Finally, a chance to decompress a bit. Skullz still has a boyish body and face despite his size and being at least 7 years older than me. She'd look more her age if she let all that body hair grow out. Ingrown hairs aside, he's got a nice butt and a pretty big weenie. He's always letting his cakes and junk hang out. It's definitely pervy, but he tries to play it more like Lolita. Skullz is kind of sad though sometimes. I think he's worried he's become an aging one-trick pony and run out of good ideas. Nothing shocking anymore. He's been like a big brother to me. That's our bond. We're pretty loving towards each other, but it's never sexual. That'd be a bit too incestuous, girl. There was that one time we went into a bathroom stall at Chiron with that cute skater boy from Jersey. Skullz was in it for the hookup. I was in it for the drugs, but the kid was cute. I'd never cheat on Bobby, though. With Skullz' age and affinity for hustler boys from Port Authority, I've often wondered if he's been exposed to the letters. So many of my mom's friends have, but they're a bit older. Most of the club kids are pretty attractive underneath all the crazy gear. That's one of the things that makes us different from those smelly old drag queens. Despite all the obnoxious hedonism that we push, we manage to maintain a rather charming layer of innocence. Our silliness can be disarming. For me, being a club kid is like living a childhood I never got to have. Technicolor feathers, glitter, clown makeup, it all seemed so great until recently. I think our bubbles are kaput, girl. I pull myself out of the tub while Skullz tries to activate more bubbles by splashing all over the place. It's not gonna work. Just grab the Queen Helene and come on. I hand Skullz the nearest towel and put on the Fruit of the Loom briefs he pulled from the closet. Oh, girl, he gasps, noticing a bleach stain on the towel. It's not the plaza, honey. Get over it. Skullz is such a product of the 80s. She still thinks it's about champagne wishes and caviar dreams. This towel, Miss Girl. It's clean, bitch. It's just from Dolly bleaching her eyebrows. After giving me a side eye, he scoops a huge wad of the Queen Helene and slaps it on his face. Girl, you don't need all of that. Would you stop with the shows? I scrape half the mask off for myself as we battle each other in the mirror for real estate. Skullz leaves the bathroom on a mission to scour the living room. I know what she's looking for. Ms. Glue, what about those powders, darling? I'm sure Dolly left some gold in there somewhere. Check inside the couch. After scurrying around a bit, he manages to hit the jackpot. Ding, 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 ding. Look what I found, Miss Glue, Miss Hotglue girl. He proudly brandishes the glass vial half filled with powder. I knew there had to be something in that couch. Then grab a mirror tray off the bookshelf. I'm living for Miss Couch Girl. Skullz cuts up some lines with the club invite. It's all about the bean shape. Chelsea Flea Market. We thought it'd be too big, but the delivery guys managed to squeeze it in. Oh, what else did they squeeze in? All right, Miss Port Authority. I've been trying to figure out what this upholstery's giving me. I'm thinking TV static. Skullz takes a moment to contemplate the pixelated pattern. Run to the lot, Carol Ann. Mama's waiting for you in the lot, baby. Okay, Miss Tangina. You know I live for a poltergeist, and you really need to stop. After sucking up the first line, Skullz hands me the straw. Girl, these plants are turning. You're giving me jungle love up here, Miss Dot. He drops to the floor in a ridiculous voguing pose, attempting to battle our Chinese fan palm as I snort a line. All right, Miss Crunch, you better bring it to the judges. It's big girls on the runway today, okay? I dip down and start battling him and this plant until we both collapse into laughter, before staring up at the ceiling fan, somewhat hypnotized. Now, you know Dolly mopped these plants from the flower district about a month ago. Just wait till you see the ones outside with Clarissa. We both sit up and take another line. Clarissa? Oh, I gotta see Miss Clarissa. You've been working on her forever, girl. Well, she's sort of perpetually transitioning. Let's do sunrise at the balcony. Don't you want to see the paper? Skullz fingers what's left of the powder on the tray. No, I'll pass. I'll look at it later. I just want to enjoy the light. Unlocking the doors to the balcony, a pink haze floods into the apartment from the hotel's tattered neon sign. Wild to imagine all the action this sign has seen. Apparently, Holly Woodlawn used to live in our place. Our balcony's looking like something out of New Orleans with all these plants dripping everywhere. When I first found Clarissa, she was just a broken fiberglass centaur in a dumpster outside of Chiron. Grace Jones had used the statue as a stage prop for a New Year's Eve show at the club. Somehow it got busted up. The centaur has been Chiron's symbol since it was a bathhouse around the turn of the century. If you look close inside, you'll see them embedded everywhere. When I asked Dick Brush, the club's art director, if I could take the pieces out of the trash, he said I could as long as I did something interesting with them. Dick lives in the hotel too, coincidentally in the apartment just below ours. Miss Brush has some good stories. She's been here since the 70s. She knows so much about New York, you'd think she built that original bathhouse. All right now, you better work, Miss Clarissa. Oh, Hope, she's really coming together. Thank you for this. Miss Queen, you have no idea. Just wait. She's evolved more than you can imagine. Okay, Helen Keller, what you need all those eyes for? Skullz inspects the litter of brightly colored eyes that I've painted onto her long, muscular neck. I guess she's all about the neck. I know, right? She needed some lashes, so I superglued those on. She's a new it girl. Well, you better get her sponsored by Ray-Ban, because Miss Motherfucking Glass Menagerie is gonna need some shades out here in this sun, girl. You better stop. She's gonna bite your head off. Now let me up here first, and you come up behind me. I get a foothold on the ladder and swing my leg over to mount Clarissa. Oh, come up behind you? You sure you can take it? Shut up, Queen. You know I don't do old or hairy. While coming up the ladder, Skullz notices the 4 pairs of breasts that I added to her chest. All right, Miss Milk Maiden, what is going on with these teats, girl? I know, she's real fertile. She's giving you Romulus and Remus. After nearly falling off the balcony, Skullz finally makes it up into position. We share a few more giggles as the drugs start to marinate into our systems. Then he wraps his arms around my waist and cuddles his head onto my shoulder. I have to admit, I do feel safer with Skullz around, even if she is a train wreck. A few moments pass and an occasional taxi drifts below before she finally nods out. I take advantage of the hard-earned silence. Nightlife people usually dread the morning. It's too much reality for them. Considering last night's chaos, this feels like a trophy. As far as I'm concerned, mornings are the city's one moment of peace. The night's fallen asleep, the day has yet to wake. People's personalities have usually all burned down. Whatever agenda started the night before has either found success or turned to ash. You can see someone's true spirit in the morning, if you're lucky. Sometimes all you see is a pair of bloodshot eyes and a beard coming through some dermablend. This city is a trip. I don't know how Miss Clarissa's holding both of our big asses up here, but she is. She's like a Trojan horse, but without all the deception. It's weird though. It feels like there's something wet dripping down my back. I wiggle my shoulder around to try to figure out what it is. Girl, your head is so heavy. Skullz gasps and jars himself awake. I turn around to see if he's okay. His face is frozen in horror with his hand tightly clenched to the side of his mouth. Then I realize, I know you're not drooling on me, girl. So much for champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Miss Thing, would you pull yourself together? You're stinking up my buzz and you need to stop. Wipes my shoulder clean and settles back into place. She gets another eye roll for that one. I managed to find my way back to my high. Now she's coming through, girl. While massaging my feet into circles against Clarissa's belly, I begin to stroke my hands across the recurrent sets of eyes up and down her neck. They twinkle and blink in response to my fingers grazing the lashes. So many it feels like fur. Pink light spilling from the neon sign dusts my skin in a flurry of explosive snowflakes that burst into steamy emissions, rising and swarming as a hive dancing into the golden sky. Surrounding palms begin to hazily drone, opening and closing as a delusional orchestra of drunken harmoniums. Vines snake across every surface of the hotel, while an infantry of sonic salvation arrives, chanting mysteries of Bulgarian folk singers. I drop my head to Clarissa's powerful neck as my eyes glaze over, causing the sunlight to shatter into a purge of refracted daggers that pummel the windows across the street. Her pulse throbs into my cheek, surging until a chill ricochets through my entire body like a frozen pinball. Chronological deck of memories shuffle rapidly backwards through my mind. Memory devours memory devours memory. Crackling embers spark and ignite as Clarissa's claws anxiously tap and scratch against the cast iron balcony, sounding the first raindrops of a powerful summer storm. Look at how she holds that entire crowd. 800,000 people. I try to keep my eyes open, but all I can do is whisper.
Whoa. Wow, wow, wow. Like all adoring me. Really amazing, amazing. That's where you've been.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thanks everybody for coming.